We will talk a little bit about what Copenhagen Atomics is all about. As you know, we humans have been here on the planet for 100,000 years or something like that. But in the last 100 years, we invented more stuff than we did for the first 100,000 years. I think it's because we got access to energy. And it turns out that a ball this size can generate all the energy you need for your entire life, not just at home, but also your share of the energy in society. And it only costs $100 to dig it out of the ground. And of course, the obvious question is, so why are we not using it? And of course, the reason why we're not using it is because we need some sort of machine that can extract the energy out of thorium. And that machine has never really been invented. But that's what Copenhagen Atomics is all about. We started this company because we want to make that machine. Our long-term goal for Copenhagen Atomics is that we want to mass manufacture these machines or reactors that can take energy out of thorium. What we're planning to do is build these reactors in a big box, and the box has roughly the same size as a 40-foot shipping container, and each of those boxes can generate 100 megawatt of thermal energy, which is roughly equivalent to 42 megawatts of electrical energy. So we already built a couple of these reactor prototypes in Copenhagen, and we've started testing them. And then the next step, after we have sort of made sure that it works in Copenhagen, is that then we made a collaboration agreement with PSI. Then we can make some experiments where we can validate even further that it works to see, does it actually work exactly like the simulations. But I think it's also important for the nuclear industry and the society at large to show that we can actually build something in one country, move it to another country, set it up fairly quickly, get it to work, take it down again and move it back. Then I want to talk a little bit about what are some of the steps that we need, some of the technologies that we need to develop before we can get to this. This is our target price in the long term. Our first commercial reactors will not end up at this price, but we believe that maybe in 2035, something like that, we would potentially be able to reach that price. What we want to do is we want to set up an assembly line where we make these reactors in a factory. And we think of it a little bit like a car assembly line, where we want to make one reactor every day. The total energy production of the planet over hundreds of years, you can see that since we started inventing all this stuff, we have also started to use a lot more energy. My thinking is that this chart will just continue to go up. And you can see that most of this energy comes from coal and oil and gas. And there's, of course, debate going on in TV and other places saying that we should stop using coal and oil and gas. That's going to be super difficult if we don't invent something new. And I hope that what we provide could potentially be that thing. Electricity is roughly 20% of the chart we saw before, but you can also see that the value of this market, so when we sell all this electricity, it costs roughly 4.5 trillion US dollars. But if we built 5 reactors every day, we could deliver all of this growth in the electricity industry or electricity sector. But with all these things that, AI and electrical vehicles and power to X, where we try to make different types of fuels from electricity, we believe that the global electricity market is going to maybe even triple before 2050. But there's no way we can do that with wind and solar. And if we at the same time also have people who want to cut back on gas and oil and coal, how are we gonna do that? And of course, this is where we see an opportunity, actually a really big opportunity. The rough market size of that is $10 trillion per year when you get out here, when it's actually been installed. Here are the 4 founders who started the company. We were 3 engineers and 1 physicist who started the company. Over here are some of the companies that we are working with. And here's some pictures from our facility. We moved in this new facility last year, in the fall last year. We also make these test systems, which we call loops, and we sell those to universities and national labs around the world to help them also do research. And of course, here are some of the pictures of the onion core, which we are really proud of, because that's the reason why the company exists. This is the reason why we believe that we can make electricity or energy at a much lower cost than any other form of energy. So that concludes my talk.